Wine Partners section of the March 2015 wine notes and presentation. Guarachi Wine Partners is the new name to what we've all known and come to love as TGIC Importers. And Alex Guarachi made a wonderful presentation in person at our last GSM. It's a shame that his PowerPoint didn't show perfectly, and that was distributed by me by email shortly after the meeting. So leading into our March business plan, Black Ink continues to be a very good performer here at R&R, and it's really taking off across the country. This is a blend of Merlot and Syrah with some other varietals, and the theme of ink or tattoo is, I think, appealing particularly to millennial consumers. It competes effectively with 14 Hands, Cupcake, and Apothic, and incredibly enough, despite a soft introduction in October, we're now up to close to 600 cases sold so far. Yet only about half of the salespeople have touched this brand. If everybody gets on board, we could have a really good winning brand on our hands from Guarachi Wine Partners. On to another new brand, Nobilissima, which was new about a year ago, is an Italian Pinot Grigio exclusive to R&R. It all comes from Venezia, which is a premium wine growing region for white wines in northern Italy. Pinot Grigio is the largest selling single varietal imported into the United States. It represents 14% of all 750 ml imported wines sold in the United States. In the month of March, we have a top rip of $175 on 10 cases, which is $1.46 a bottle on an invoice price of $6.67. This is a 1 month only rip, and it's not scheduled to return. We have plenty of inventory. We had a couple of occasions last year when we ran out of Nobilissima. That's not going to happen to us in the month of March. For Bodega Norton in March, we continue to have the varietals and reserves on the big rip that we're all used to and have come to love, and we've got the $12.09 price on the reserves. Bodega Norton Privada is available in a 13-pack at no upcharge, so it's got one bottle free out of 13, along with a rip of $10 on one, which should help you get distribution. It's currently made up from the 2011 vintage, which got 93 points from the Wine Enthusiast. And once that sells through, we plan to continue to pack it with the 2012 vintage, which is already in stock and on open sale and selling under the 12-pack code. The 2012 vintage Bodega Norton Privada got 93 points from the Wine Spectator, so we should go from strength to strength. Also, aside from assorting in the Master Rip, the Reserve Cabernet 2011, which got 91 points from Wine and Spirits magazine, has a standalone rip of 75 on 3, which is worth $2.08 a bottle. If your customer features it at $12.99, including the rip, they're going to be making a 25% markup. It's important to use this to try to build out your Bodega Norton business and your Argentine wine business. Castillo de Montserrat is a Spanish Garnacha that comes from Guarachi Wine Partners. It's listed in our system as Castillo Garnacha, so don't be confused about that. It's a very successful entry into the Spanish wine category. Our invoice price is $6.33, and we've got a rip of $90 on 5 cases, which is $1.50 a bottle, or nearly 24% in rip profit dollars. If your customer sells it for $6.99, their profit, including rip, is over 44%. And every single case that we have in stock and are shipping right now is packed in wood shippers. The Wine Spectator Advanced that came out this week just gave it a best value and 86 points for the 2012 vintage, which is what we're shipping. And in March, we continue with a display enhancer for 3-case purchase, which is a Dooney and Bourke Claremont Zip clutch that you've got a picture of in the PowerPoint that I'm distributing. Che Gaucho continues to be price only, no more rip. This is the way it got started several years ago. The top deal is $5.99 on 50, and that continues to roll. Cakin in March has a rip on Reserve Cabernet and Reserve Malbec of $36 on 3 cases. Cake and Corte and Cake and Tarantas assort in a rip of $75 on 3, which is $2.08 a bottle on wines that wholesale for $8.99. Now, Corte is modeled after wines from southern France, which is a blend. And the Corte, as compared to these wines from France, has a much greater purity of flavor and fruity intensity. So it's a much more pleasant drink. Tarantas as a category is very hot, and it's growing. And Caken is one of the top quality Tarantas from Argentina. Moving on to Montes in March, and Montes Classics continue to have the rip of $144 on 6 cases assorted. That's worth 25% in rip profit dollars. And if your customer retails at a hot price of $8.99, including rip, they'll be making almost 36%, or $2.90 a bottle for every bottle sold. We have a standalone rip that's been really terrifically successful on Montes Classic Cabernet, $300 on 10 cases, which is worth $2.50 a bottle on an $8.09 invoice price, or practically 31% in rip profit dollars, 42% in profit dollars if sold at a hot price of $8.99. This is supported by a 3-case display enhancer, which is a Fitbit Charge wireless activity wristband that is installed through bookings via Raritan Merchandising. Montes Limited Selections and Twins have a rip of $50 on 3 cases. We have 4-case wood racks for Montes available that you can book for your off-premise accounts through Raritan Merchandising. And Montes Twins plus Cherub Rosé of Syrah have a special rip of $240 on 12 cases. Perdriel has a rip of $12 on 1 case against $11.09 wholesale price. We have the 2010 Cabernet Sauvignon in stock in abundant quantity. This wine got 92 points in the Wine Spectator. Santa Emma returns with its top rip of $300 on 25 cases, running for most of the month. And Santa Emma Moscato has a special standalone distribution rip of $25 on 1 case. In the PowerPoint that is distributed with this message, you'll see a number of pages dedicated to Guarachi family wines, which show a litany of terrific scores. Alex Guarachi made a huge investment in vineyards and is building a winery and has a legacy with his name on it. Some absolutely spectacular scores for fantastic wines. I hope that you'll embrace them and make them part of our luxury portfolio, getting them into your white tablecloth restaurants and into your fine wine shops. I know that Giovanni Estrada and Jerry LaVecchia are motivated to work with you and help you develop your Guarachi family wines business, and especially the Guarachi wines with the Guarachi name on the label from California. And thank you very much for listening to the Guarachi Wine Partner section of the March 2015 Wine Notes.